beautiful people. Today specifically, hello to my beautiful girls. We are finally doing a girl talk video, and I was inspired by Tolani. Her information is probably on the screen or in the description box. She made a girl talk video like a while ago. My hope for this video is that as you're watching it, you kind of feel like you're having a conversation with your girlfriend. That's the vibe I'm going for today. I have a couple of questions here. I'm actually really excited to answer them. The first one is about birth control and the effects on the body. Wow, this is a really good one. But it's not something that we can talk about in like one video because it's so extensive. Birth control, I think, is really, really important. It is one of the best creations that mankind has facilitated so far. I myself am on birth control. There are many different reasons why people are on birth control. It's not just because you want to have sex. It is for like hormonal imbalances. It's for if you have really bad period pain, if you have PCOS, if you have endo. It just kind of helps regularize or control your hormones. Now, as for the effects, I feel like the effects of birth control kind of vary from person to person. There are a lot of symptoms, and you can literally have one of said symptoms, or you can be on the other side of things and get all of the symptoms. The best thing when thinking of getting birth control, figuring out the one that fits your lifestyle the best, and also figuring the one that the side effects for it you can deal with. Now, for example, I have the implant in my arm right here, and one of the biggest or the side effects that you usually hear about concerning the implants are like, you know, weight gain, maybe more breakouts, spotting. So more frequent, like frequent spotting. Those are like the three really popular ones. I knew that I was not going to experience weight gain just because my metabolism is naturally high. So I haven't experienced any of that. The breakouts, however, I have experienced a very drastic change in my skin, and it didn't happen immediately I started using the implants because I basically put it in right as I had my daughter. I didn't get any of the skin issues until this year. And then the frequent spotting as well, I've experienced on and off, maybe for like 3 months on and then like 5 months off. So you just have to look at the symptoms, look at what fits your lifestyle. I knew that I had to get something that could be in, because like as far as like taking a pill every day, I don't mind taking pills, but then because my lifestyle is quite fast paced at the moment, taking care of my daughter, running a business, doing my NYSC and stuff like that, and then now adding in planning a wedding, I just don't have time. I don't have time. Like, even for the fact that on autopilot, my body, like I bath myself and brush my teeth, maybe I might have even forgotten to do that as well. So yeah, I think just focus on what you feel fits into your lifestyle and find out as much information as you can. Contraception is free in Nigeria. By the way, in most government hospitals it is free. I got mine in a government hospital. All I needed to do to subsidize it or whatever was like buy a pack of gloves, and it was like 500 naira. So it is free. Don't let anybody collect money from you to give you a contraceptive, and you don't have to tell everybody your life history. Just tell them exactly what you want. They will sit you down and give you all the information about all of them, and then you can figure out which one works best for you. So yeah, I felt like a doctor. So my daughter just walked in. Hello, Baba. You're naked. You're naked. Where your clothes? Where your clothes? You're naked, baby. Look at her hair, guys. Getting over a friendship and why female friendships are so volatile. Getting over a friendship is almost 10 times more difficult, at least in my experience, than getting over a relationship. But for the most part, I have had 2 major friendship breakups, and to be completely honest, there's no rubric for getting over a friendship. Like, you didn't plan to end the friendship, and you also didn't plan to start the friendship in a lot of situations. So you've not been in control of the interactions and the trajectory of the friendship from the beginning. So all of a sudden, to have it just stop, there's no way that you can also be in control of how you get over it. From my experience, it was a bit different because I felt the need to end the friendship. So before the friendship ended, I was already frustrated. Now, it didn't mean that when the friendship ended, I still didn't feel like, okay, yeah, I missed this or I missed this. But for the most part, I was pretty happy. And like, I felt like my life was so much less stressful without said friend. But it doesn't mean that because somebody has given you certain bad memories that there were no good memories. I feel like even with friendships, you do have to have some kind of closure, and closure doesn't come from talking to the person as much as you being perfectly and completely honest with the experience, and being honest with the things that you did wrong, being honest with how things could have gone better, and also being honest with what you would do should a situation like that present itself. And then the rest of it is just time. It really is just time. There are other friends. Friends are relatively easier to make than like romantic attachments, so I feel like that as well. Next up is, why are female friendships so volatile? Do you know that I feel like this is like $1 million question? I don't know that anybody has the answer to this question. I really do not think that anybody has the answer to this question, but I'm going to go based on the fact that women go through a lot in society. And there are lots of things that happen around us that we don't have a lot of control over. So when we're in friendships, we tend to want to exercise a lot of control. And unlike, I feel like guys or even like co-ed friendships, if certain things don't work, people just kind of like let go of it and just be like, yeah, it didn't work. But women choose to be gluttons for punishment. That's really what it is. We're so used to being punished, and we're so used to suffering in certain situations, and that's why even if a friendship is not working for you, you stay. Another really important thing to note that I just remembered is that a lot of women do not form friendships based on things that are tangible or long-standing. You can meet a friend, a girl, you guys have the same name, or you have the same likes and dislikes, and all of a sudden you feel like, yeah, we're clicking, we're about to be best friends. That's not how it is. A lot of those friendships will tend to be volatile because you didn't enter them for the right reasons. There's no intentionality behind it. A lot of friendships are based on maybe one thing that happens between both of you that you're like, yeah, this person has to be in my life forever, and then you build on top of that. If your friendships are more or less superficial and you guys are just friends that hang out and spend time together, I'm trying to understand what your expectation is of that friendship. What is your most embarrassing period moment? It's actually quite interesting. I don't think I've had one besides the first day that I actually had my period. And I remember that I was in my uncle's house. By that time, I was about to enter GS3, so I've always been a late bloomer. By that time, no boobs, nothing. But and I was in my uncle's house on holiday with my family, and I went to pee, and then I just saw that there was a bit of blood in my underwear, and I kind of knew what it was because I had been praying. Like, we had like a talk in school the week before, and they're telling us that like if you don't have your period by 16, then there's something wrong with you. Obviously I wasn't close to 16 just yet, but I was just thinking like, that's how I'll now be waiting, and I'll be 16 and to still not come, and but so I went to go meet my mom. I was like, oh, can I have a pad? My period just started. Like, I was trying to play it off cool, do you understand? Like, I'm a cool kid. Like, it's nothing. And then she was so like excited and stuff like that. And for me, that was really embarrassing because I was just like, it's not a big deal, mom. Like, everybody does it. Next is it a good idea to start a business with a friend? This is a really tough one. I think it is a good idea to start a business with a friend depending on your dynamic. After working with my friends to like plan certain things, I know the people that I can never last in business with, and I know the people that I can work very effectively with. I am a very effective person when I have something in mind. So I plan ahead. I like things to be in place before a certain time. So a lot of people that I know that are like lastminute.com, we can never gel on business. And it has taken kind of being in a situation, being like an everyday situation, to show that. So I feel like you can start business with your friend, but at the same time, you have to think about it based on the little things first. Like, think about like, okay, so how does this person act under pressure? If we have a deadline, how does this person, is it on the day before the deadline, the person is running around like a headless chicken, or has the person gotten like planned beforehand and stuff like that? Do you really want to risk your friendship if you people cannot work together, because you're close does not mean you can work together. Let me just tell you that. But like, before you work with somebody, you have to be willing to ask them questions, and you have to work with somebody that is not overall a sentimentalist, because certain things might happen in business that should not transpire to the real world. And I've had that happen before when I was working with somebody that was my friend, where the person just took everything personal and made it a personal issue when it was literally just a business decision. Like, it was something within the company that could have been dealt with without it getting into our friendship. So yeah, there's that. Is it okay being friends with your girlfriend's guy? Honestly, I don't feel like it is. Like, I just don't understand. If you're friends with him before they got together, that's a whole other thing. But like, starting a friendship with your best friend's boyfriend, not even husband though, boyfriend, huh. Just be prepared that whenever the relationship ends, if it ends, then your friendship ends alongside. That's all I can say. Like, if you're okay with that, having a temporary friendship, I think that's okay, you can go ahead. But I honestly feel like if your relationship with the girl is like on a 10, your relationship with him should just be on a 2. There's just a sanctity that I feel like you should keep. No matter how amazing a friend you think that a guy is that is dating your friend, there are other amazing friends out there. Like, that person cannot be the only. You did not die before you met that person as a friend, and you will not die after that person leaves. So in short, long story short, no, there's no need for that nonsense. If my friend's boyfriend is cheating and I have proof, should I tell her? I feel like I'm going to get kicked for this one. I just feel like it's not cool to get in between things like that. Like, sometimes in getting in between stuff like that, you either expose yourself or you become enemy number one. Should they still be together after? Should they work through it? Because believe it or not everybody has the same idea of cheating ending your relationship as you do. So I just feel like you stay away from it. At most, what I would do is like talk to the guy and be like, guy, that thing that you're doing, stop that bullshit. Like, stop that nonsense. But I won't even tell him, I'm going to tell her anything like that. Nah, don't get involved. If God forbid something happens, they break up and she's like, can you imagine, and stuff like that, guy, just take it to your grave. Just like, man, that's terrible, that's shit. Because you don't even want to be that person that is making your friend look stupid or feel stupid. I can't imagine what it's like with something going on around you and you not knowing, and then your friend being the one to tell you. It just makes you, oh God, I can't even deal. Like, I'm stressed just thinking about it. Let me know in the comments below if you would tell your friend if her boyfriend was cheating on her. Like, realistically, if you would tell your friend if your boyfriend was cheating on her. And I'm not talking about like a boyfriend that like maybe he's already trash. Do you understand? Now maybe he has done it plenty times. If he has done it again, just like, guy, I saw your guy again, where's your boyfriend type thing. I feel like what's the only thing that would make me tell my friend is if I see that it's getting more and more serious, and I feel like, okay, maybe I should just give this baby a heads up. This is what I saw. I don't know what it means. I don't know if he has already spoken to about you. For all I know, that could have been a one-time thing. But like, as far as like, oh, you know, early stages of relationship, man, I'll just let it ride out. I don't know. Okay. So our last question here is, can I date my friend's ex if she's moved on? I honestly feel like this is another one I'm going to get kicked in the foot or kicked in the butt for, but like, why the heck not? And I don't understand who makes the rules for these things, but if your friend has moved on and it has been a long period of time and you are okay taking her leftovers, then go ahead. Like, I think I have been blessed with the fact that my friends and I have completely different tastes in men. Like, I've never seen anybody they've dated and been like, ooh. For me, like, if I heard that one of my friends wanted to date like any of my exes, it would be more of like an ill situation than like, oh my gosh, I feel betrayed. Because why not? Like, why not? If you don't want somebody, somebody else can want them. But like, I just don't know. So like, okay, I mean, I threw that one away, but like, I guess 5-second rule, 5-year rule, I don't know how that really works. But to be honest, I feel like when you're all adults, these things shouldn't really matter. Will I now say that if somebody is supposed to, like, if one of my friends is supposed to end up with, like, my ex, that I'm going to stand in the way of that? Like, why would I stand in the way of true love? Am I mad? So me, I want to be happy, but I don't want somebody else to be happy. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't mean that it will not be difficult, but as in for everybody, and it also doesn't mean that the dynamic of the friendship will not change. But to be honest, I think I'd be cool with it. Maybe the less proximity of closeness it is to me, the easier it will be for me. But I don't feel like anybody's entitled, like I'm entitled to somebody's happiness because I met somebody before you. I just don't feel that way. I don't know. Like sometimes when I talk about certain things, I feel like my opinion on stuff is hella controversial. But thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to comment below on your opinion on any of these things I talked about. Do not forget to subscribe and like this video and share it and talk about it with your girlfriends. Argue about what you think is right or wrong, all that good stuff. And do not forget that you are sugar, you are spice, and you are bomb ass jollof rice, honey. Bye. Mwah.